Hi, welcome to class. My name is Kelly and I'm super excited to lead you through a yoga flow this afternoon. In today's class, we'll be focusing on opening the hips and strengthening through the shoulders and the back. You can go ahead and hop onto your mat and let's get started. You can close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing so. And simply begin to observe your breath. Watch as it flows in and out. And as you watch the breath, maybe you notice the gentle movements of the body. The belly and chest rising and falling. The expansion and contraction of the back and ribs. You might begin to deepen your inhales and lengthen your exhales. Give yourself permission to set aside any thoughts about your day, plans for your rest of the day, or any worries. Put them all aside. And with each inhale, fill yourself up with awareness. And as you exhale, ground down through your sit bones. We'll bring our hands to prayer at heart center. And give the palms a rub, gently warming up the hands. And once the palms are warm, you can press them into each other and plug the back of the thumbs into the sternum. Take a big breath in and out. Big breath in. Cleansing exhale out. Breathe into Om or to listen. Gently flutter your eyes open, and let's come to tabletop. Hands are underneath shoulders, knees underneath your hips. As you inhale, drop your belly, lift your heart and your tail. Exhale as you round through the spine. You might tuck your chin to your chest. Continue this, moving with your breath. What would it feel like if your body was moving in response to the breath that you were taking? And after your next exhale, we'll come back to a neutral spine. And with your next inhale, we'll extend the right arm long, left leg reaches out. Exhale, elbow to knee, curl it in. Inhale to reach it long. Exhale to curl. 2 more at your own pace. And after your last exhale, we'll extend arm and leg long. Pause here. Bend up the back knee, reach the fingertips back behind you. You might pause here. Maybe you bind the foot in the hand. If the foot is in the hand, kick the foot gently into the hand. Stay with your breath. Gently release the hand back down to the mat. We'll come into our fire hydrants. Gently rolling open the hip. And take it the opposite direction. And come back to your tabletop. With an inhale, extend opposite arm and leg out long. Exhale to curl. Inhale, reach it long. Exhale to curl. 2 more at your own pace. Can you be intentional with your movements, with your breath? Use your practice to honor your body today. And when you're done, we'll pause, arm, leg extended long. Bend up the back knee, reach the fingertips back behind you, come in to your chest opener. Left shoulder is wrapping back, collarbones are broad. Maybe the foot is pressing up, maybe not. And gently release, hands come back to the mat. We'll gently roll out the hip. Full slow breaths. You can take the hip the opposite direction if you haven't already. And gently come back to your tabletop. If there are any other movements here, any wiggles, rolling of the neck, maybe stretching of the back, anything at all, use this time to listen to your body and ask what it's asking for. And when you're done, come back to your neutral spine. We'll tuck the toes, then send the hips up and back for downward facing dog. You might pedal out your heels, nod the head yes and no, maybe sway the hips. Slowly wake up the entire body. Invite movement in and ground down through the places where you are connected to the earth. As you inhale, look in between your hands. Exhale to tiptoe the feet forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. With an inhale, we'll lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Root down through your feet. Inhale, sweep all the way to standing, Urdhva Hastasana. Baby back bend with your exhale. Press the hips forward, cactus your arms. Inhale to reach it up. Hands to heart center with an exhale. Inhale, arms sweep up. We'll grab the right wrist with the left hand, reach up and out of the hips, step the right foot back behind you, bend into the knees for a curtsy stretch. Inhale, come back to the center. Switch out your grasp and exhale, opposite side, opposite foot steps behind. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, forward fold. Inner thighs are gently engaged, like you had a block squeezed between them. With an inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or float your feet back to plank. And exhale, chaturanga down. Inhale to cobra or up dog, your choice. And exhale, downward facing dog. As we flow through class, all postures are optional. If your body's asking to skip a vinyasa or take a child's pose at any point, you're welcome to do that. The only thing that is required is your breath. With an inhale, reach the right heel to the sky, big stretch. Exhale to bend the knee and stack your hips open. You might roll out your ankle or open up the hip joint by circling out the knee. Inhale to square your hips and straighten your knee. Anjaneyasana, step in between your hands, lower the back knee down. Inhale, arms sweep up. We'll give a gentle tuck of the tailbone, engage your core. Fingertips stay reaching to the sky. And as you exhale, send the hips back, lengthen through the front leg. Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits. You might point and flex your foot. As you exhale, bend up the front knee, bring the hands to frame the front foot. Come up onto your fingertips. We'll tuck the back toes and lift the knee. Inner thighs stay squeezing together, root down through both feet. Inhale as you sweep the torso up, crescent warrior. We'll stack the shoulders over the hips. Stay with your breath. As you exhale, drop the right arm, left arm reaches over, big side body stretch. Inhale, come back to the center. And exhale, hands down to frame the front foot. Keep the left hand planted, right arm reaches up for a twist. And exhale, hands down to frame the front foot. We'll step the front foot back and exhale to chaturanga down. Inhale to cobra or up dog, your choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left heel reaches high. As you exhale, bend up the knees, stack the hips. Again, you can add any movement. Notice the breath here. Where do you experience it in the body? Inhale to square your hips and straighten the knee. Anjaneyasana, exhale, step in between the hands. The back knee lowers down. Inhale, arms sweep up. We'll give a tuck of the tailbone, engage the core. Reach the fingertips up to the sky. Inhale here. Exhale, cactus the arms, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale to reach it up. Exhale, half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. The hands can come down to frame the leg. Maybe you point and flex the foot. Full, slow breaths. Exhale as you bend up the front knee. Bring your hands to frame the front foot. Come up onto your fingertips. We'll tuck the back toes and lift the knee. Inner thighs are squeezing together. Core is engaged. Root down through the left foot. Inhale, crescent warrior. Sweep the torso up. Stay strong through your foundation. Right glute and leg are engaged. We'll drop the left arm, right arm reaches over, big side body stretch. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, hands down to frame the foot. We'll pause here. Plant the right hand, left arm reaches up for a twist. As you exhale, hands down to frame the front foot. Step it back and move through your vinyasa. Exhale, chaturanga down. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Full breaths in, slow exhales out. As you inhale, shift the weight forward, shoulders come over the wrists, coming into your plank. Inner thighs are squeezing together. At any point, you're welcome to lower the knees to the mat. As you exhale from palms, lower down to forearms. Stay with your breath. From forearms, can you press back up to palms? We'll switch out the hand we led with, lower down to your forearms. And from forearms, we'll press back up to palms. Full, slow breath. Stay engaged through the core, through the inner thighs. Press the ground away, shoulder blades reaching towards the ceiling. One more inhale here. Exhale, chaturanga down. Pause on your belly, untuck the toes, coming into a cobra, press down through the pubic bone and the tops of the feet. Inhale, lift the chest. Core is engaged, shoulders are rolling down the back. And exhale, fold all the way down. Your hands might stack and your chin might rest on top of your hands. You can choose to take cobra, or maybe this time you take locust, hands beside your thighs. Inner thighs will squeeze together like a tail, core engages. Press down through the pubic bone. Inhale to lift the chest, lift the thighs. Full, slow breaths. And exhale to lower down. Bring the elbows underneath your shoulders. Come into your Sphinx pose. We'll draw the heart through the arms, reach the torso forward as you traction the elbows back towards the hips. And exhale, fold. You can relax the neck, nod the head, yes and no. Keep the elbows underneath the shoulders, tuck the back toes, engage the core, press up to your forearm plank. You can choose to stay here, or maybe you tiptoe your feet forward, coming into your dolphin. Full, slow breaths. Maybe you lift one foot into the air. Maybe you lift the other. We're pressing the ground away through the elbows. And as you exhale, knees to the earth, send the hips to the heels, take a child's pose. Full breaths in, expanding through the back body like you had a turtle shell to be filled with air. Exhale to soften. You might rest the forehead on the mat. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders, press the torso up. We'll rise onto the knees for a camel pose. Bring the hands to the small of the back. Core engages, press the hips forward, the thighs forward, the belly forward, reach the heart to the sky. Your gaze might climb up the front wall. We're keeping the hips pressing forward like we were pressing them into the wall. And with your inhale, lead with the chest, hinge the torso up, and hands down to your tabletop. Tuck the back toes, lift the hips, down dog. Inhale, right heel reaches high. Exhale, knee to nose, curl it in. We'll flex the toes towards the knee, cross your shin over your thigh, coming into your figure four in your downward facing dog. Maybe you press the right knee out towards the wall behind you, opening up the hip. You might bend and straighten the left knee. As you exhale, draw your knee to your nose. Inhale, three-legged dog, reach it high. Exhale, crescent warriors, step in between the hands. Inner thighs stay squeezing together. Inhale, sweep the torso up. Hands come to prayer above the head. Bend up the elbows, press the back of the thumbs into the head. Reach your heart to the sky. Big stretch through the triceps and the armpits. And gently release. Bring your hands to heart center. Exhale, hinge the torso over the thigh. Pause here, core engaged. We're in a nice long line from head to toe. Stay in that line. Warrior three, press off your back foot. The left hip is wrapping down towards the mat. The flying leg is strong. With your inhale, hinge the torso up. Draw your knee to your chest. Let your eyes focus on one thing that's not moving, your drishti point. We'll flex the toes towards the knee and cross the shin over the thigh, one-legged chair. You can choose to stay here in your Ekapada Utkatasana, or you can choose to fold the hands down to the ground. Maybe this is where you stay. If you'd like to work into your arm balance from your arm balance prep, you might bring your hands down to the mat. Maybe you rest your shin on top of your triceps. Option to bring weight into the hands. Maybe you fly the foot. And maybe you come back down. Stay with your breath. If you're folded, root down through the right foot. Press the torso back up. We'll draw the knee to the chest. Crescent warrior with your exhale. Float the foot back. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, warrior two. Rotate the back heel down. Your gaze comes out over the front fingers. Stay pressing down through the front and back foot. Flip your front palm. Inhale as you reverse your warrior. Big side body stretch. And exhale back. Warrior two. We'll thread the left arm underneath the right, coming into our eagle arms. Option to grab opposite shoulders. With an inhale, we'll peel the shoulders, elbows away from the chest. Big breath in. Exhale to fold. Inside of the lunging leg, coming into your ostrich, you can relax the neck. Big breath to expand through the back body. And as you exhale, fingertips come down to the mat. Come onto the heel of the right foot and rotate the feet parallel to the side edge of your mat. Can nod the head yes and no. Stay with your breath. Bring the hands underneath your shoulders, come up onto your fingertips. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. And exhale to fold. Rise to your tippy toes, come on, and walk the hands to frame your right foot in your low runner's lunge. Inhale, right heel reaches up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale to your pigeon, draw your knee to your right wrist. You can slide the left leg back. You might walk the hands back to open up the chest, finding length down the front of the left hip flexor. And exhale to fold over the shin. You might stack your fists on top of each other if the forehead doesn't quite reach the mat. Full, slow breaths. From forearms, we'll press back up to palms. Hands come underneath the shoulders. Tuck your back toes to lift your knee. And with an inhale, send the hips up and back, three-legged dog. You can bend and straighten the knee. And both feet down when you're ready, downward facing dog. Inhale, left heel reaches high. Exhale, knee to nose, curl it in. We'll pause here. Flex the toes towards the knee, cross your shin over your right thigh. Figure four in your down dog. Maybe you bend into the right knee. Can you stay soft through your face as you strengthen through your foundation, through your shoulders and your back? With an exhale, draw the knee to the nose. Inhale, three-legged dog, reach it high. Crescent warrior with your exhale, step in between the hands. Inhale, sweep the torso up. Bring hands together above the head, bend up the elbows. Press the back of the thumbs into the back of the head, and inhale, reach the heart to the sky. And exhale, hands come to heart center. We'll hinge the torso over the thigh, pause here. Core is engaged, stay with your breath, and move as slow as you need. Warrior three will float off the back foot. Maybe you're 45 degrees to the ground, maybe you're parallel to the ground, maybe you're somewhere in between. And inhale, draw the knee to the chest, rise to balancing. When you're ready, Ekapada Utkatasana, one-legged chair. We'll flex the toes towards the knee, cross your shin over your thigh, and begin to sit your sit bones back like you were sitting into a chair. Maybe this is where you stay today, focusing on balance, staying with your breath. Or maybe you fold your hands down to the ground to pause there. Option to plant the hands all the way down to the mat. Maybe that's where you pause today. If you want to work into your arm balance or arm balance prep, you might bring the hands down. Maybe you play with bringing weight into the hands. Keep the core engaged. Maybe you extend the leg long. Maybe not. If you're flying, we'll come back down. If you're folded, engage the core. Press down through the left foot to press the torso back up. We'll draw the knee to the chest and exhale, crescent warrior, float the foot back. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, warrior two, rotate the back heel down. Take a moment to get yourself settled. Find a sustainable place for your body in this posture. We'll flip the front palm. Inhale to reverse your warrior, big side body stretch. And exhale back, warrior two. We'll bring the right arm underneath the left for your eagle arms. Maybe you grab opposite shoulders. Stay with your breath here as you inhale, lift the elbows away from the chest, expanding through the shoulders and the back body. And as you exhale, fold inside of your lunging leg for your ostrich. Neck can relax. Top of the head reaches for the mat. Stay rooted through your feet. Unwind the hands. Bring them down to the mat. Come onto the heel of the foot and rotate to face the long edge of your mat. Full expansive inhales, followed by slow, softening exhales. You might walk your hands out into down dog arms and press your finger pads into the ground, reaching your hips back towards the wall behind you. The neck can soften. Walk the hands back underneath the shoulders, come up onto your fingertips. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. And exhale to fold. We'll rise up onto the tippy toes. Walk your hands to frame the left foot. Low runner's lunge at the front of the mat. With your inhale, reach the left heel up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale to pigeon. Draw your knee to your left wrist. We'll slide the leg back. You can walk your hands maybe a little closer to the hips. Reach your heart through your arms to open the chest and lengthen down the front of the right hip. And exhale, fold over the shin. I invite you to use this as a time to be fully present. Notice every sensation, each breath. Can you find new places in the body to experience the breath? And from forearms, press up to palms. Hands are underneath your shoulders. We'll tuck the back toes and lift the knee. And inhale, send the hips up and back. Three-legged dog. You can bend and straighten the knee. And down dog when you're ready. We'll lower the forearms down to the mat, coming into our dolphin pose. You can choose to stay here today, pressing into the ground through the elbows, pressing the ground away, strengthening through the back and the shoulders. The neck can stay soft. The hips and the sit bones are reaching towards the ceiling. Stay with your breath. Maybe you play with taking some dolphin push-ups, lowering the crown of your head down to the mat, the top of your head, and pressing back up. And if you'd like to play with coming into your Pincha Mayurasana hops, your four handstand hops, maybe you hop the foot up. If you hop up with one foot, I invite you to do so with the other. Stay with your breath no matter where you are. And when you've had enough, lower your knees to the earth and take a child's pose, hips to the heels. Big, full breaths in. Slow exhales out. We'll reach the right arm to the sky, big stretch, and exhale, thread the arm underneath the left. Big inhale in to expand through the back. Exhale to soften. Inhale, unthread the arm, reach it back up high, and both hands to the mat. Inhale, opposite arm reaches up. Exhale to thread. Inhale, unthread the arm, reach it back up high. And then we'll bring both hands underneath the shoulders, press the torso up. And we'll sit the sit bones down and extend the legs out long. You can gently flap the knees, coming into a forward fold. Root down through the sit bones. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale to fold over the thighs. One more inhale in. Exhale to fold. Soften the face. And inhale, press the torso back up. We'll come into our fire log pose. What this looks like, we'll bring the left leg down, bend up the knee, and bring your shin parallel to the front edge of your mat. Then we'll stack the right foot on top. Right foot comes on top of left knee. Shins are stacked on top of each other, knee on top of foot. Your hip and your knee might look like this. If your hip is off the ground, you might roll up your mat or put a block or blanket underneath the hip or a pillow. Anything at all can do. And then once both sit bones are settled, inhale to grow long. And you can choose to stay here or exhale and fold over the shins. That's if you would like more sensation through the hip. And inhale, press the torso up. We'll bring the hands to the hips, switch out the legs, and we'll come into the opposite side. Opposite leg down. Cross the shins. Take a moment to get yourself settled. And then with both sit bones rooted firmly, inhale to lengthen. You might choose to stay here, focusing on your breath, or exhale, fold over the shins. Let each exhale make its way through the body, finding places to soften. And inhale, press the torso back up, hands behind the hips, release the legs. We'll bring the feet mat width distance apart, windshield wiper the knees, side to side, back and forth. And then we'll come down onto our backs and draw the knees to the chest. You can rock side to side, back and forth, releasing the back. We'll bring the shins parallel to the ceiling. Arms can come out in T or cactus. And exhale, knees down to one side of the mat. You can bring your gaze out over the left shoulder or the right, whichever side is opposite from your legs. Let your breath travel through you. Can you feel it all the way from your fingertips to your toes? From the top of your head to the bottom of your heel. Engage the core, draw the knees back to the center. And we'll take them over to the opposite side. Gaze might go out over the opposite shoulder. Engage your core and draw the knees back to the center. And if there's anything else that your body is asking for, you're welcome to find that. Any postures, shapes, or wiggles. And when you're ready, you can extend the arms and legs out long and come into your Shavasana, your final resting posture. Use each exhale to release any thoughts, any expectations, any worries. There's no right or wrong way to Shavasana. Simply lay and exist. Gently begin bringing energy back into the body. Wiggling your fingers and your toes. And when you're ready, you can slowly make your way back to your comfortable seated position. We'll bring our hands to prayer at Heart Center. And take a big breath in and out. Big breath in. Cleansing exhale out. Breathe into Om or to listen. The light in me honors and loves the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for being here in class. I look forward to the next one. Have a great day.